Two worlds facing each other. One innocent, safe like a warm couch, the other inviting yet foreboding. It would be a year before I left LA to go to New York to chase my dream. On my wall were dozens of faces, my heroes, writers, artists, movie stars, visionaries who lived dangerously, everybody that I wanted to become. I would look further out towards the city where the lights faded out. That's where the bridge was. That was our destination. We owned the night. That is the beginning of the solo show Face the City, which is the adaptation of the recently published book, Faces on My Wall. This is the very first video blog that appropriately takes place in the airport in Denver, Colorado, where I'm beginning the Road Back to Juilliard tour that starts actually in Sacramento, California. I'm doing two performances back-to-back, one The Night the Moon Ate My Room, which is a children's show, the adaptation of my book, and the second one, Face the City, of course, which is the adaptation of Faces on My Wall. And I'm so excited because this just came out. And briefly, why am I calling this the Road Back to Juilliard tour? Because getting into Juilliard in high school was easy. Coming back to tell my story at Juilliard has been almost impossible. I compare it to, and it's a gross analogy, but it's the best one I got. It's a little early in the morning, so what the heck? It's like crawling back into the womb. Not that I'd ever know what that feels like, but but I imagine it might feel something like this, really painful. And yeah, so and it's also an appropriate metaphor because that really is where it all began. The highs and the lows at that school. I mean, I learned everything about myself, and it wasn't always, of course, that pretty. But it began, actually, really all began with the faces on my wall. All the writers, artists, movie stars, visionaries who lived dangerously. In the beginning, as I think it is for any adolescent, we are deeply inspired by these people, and it's very powerful when you have a face on your wall. It isn't just there to look pretty. For most people, we want to become those people, and that's wonderful because we have a carrot to reach for, but we can also lose ourselves within that face, and that is actually exactly what happened to me. And I had a wonderful childhood. I had wonderful support, but it had to do with this feeling of never quite being good enough. So the faces on my wall. And that's where I'd like to leave it right now. I'm going to leave it with a question to you. And I want to hear from you. What were the faces on your wall? What were the faces that penetrated your psyche? So please write back to me, respond to me. I want to hear from you. Peace out.